Welcome to the Impact Minerals story, where we are developing a unique high-purity alumina project here in Western Australia, and we're listed on the Australian Stock Exchange under the code IPT, and I recommend that you have a look. So high-purity alumina, what is that? So it is used in two main industries currently. The first is in LEDs, that's in light-emitting diodes. It's used in lights and in micro-LEDs in screens, TV screens all around the world. And in particular, it's used as a separator between the anodes and the cathodes in lithium-ion batteries. Now, of course, both of those markets, as shown here, are forecast to have very increasing demand over the next decade. And in fact, it looks like around about by 2026, there's actually going to be a significant supply deficit. And that is a great time because that's probably when Impact will be looking to deliver into the HPA market. And HPA is of interest to us because it's actually a very high margin, high growth business. And the prices for 4N or that's called 4.9s, 99.99% purity alumina, is currently commanding prices of about $20,000 per ton. And so it's a very good business to be in. It has great margins, and we're going to be playing a part in that new industry over the next decade. So how much HPA do we actually have here at Lake Hope? That's that project here in Western Australia. We've got about 900,000 tonnes of that material, most of which we believe we can convert into HPA, and that's enough for multi-decade operation at an average production of, say, 10,000 or so tonnes of HPA per annum. You can see we're located about 500 kilometres east of Perth. It's a Tier 1 jurisdiction. It's a fantastic place to be. And look, based on the numbers, the price of the HPA as mentioned previously, believe it or not, in the top 2 meters of that lake, there's about $20 billion worth of material there. It's absolutely incredible. And when I first saw this project, it was a case of we really have to do this because we believe it can turn us into $1 billion company. What's so great about this deposit? Let me tell you, it's very high grade. It's shallow material. It's just in the lake mud in this playa, this salt lake here in WA. Shallow, soft. It's very fine grained. We're going to be able to free dig this. We're going to take it off site. We're going to process it in an existing industrial yard, which will be relatively easy to permit. We're going to leave behind an almost minuscule environmental footprint, low carbon emissions, and very limited long-term rehab. And amazingly enough, we've already got heritage clearance from the local native title group, the Naju, who are very supportive of mining. And basically, we're cleared for mining apart from coming up with a commercial arrangement with them, which I anticipate to happen sometime next year. Now, the fact that it is in this lake mud, actually, there's some unique minerals in there globally. There's nothing like this anywhere else in the world. We have a pre-feasibility study in progress, and we're able to apply a very disruptive sulfuric acid process to this material. And we believe that we're going to be one of, if not the lowest cost producers of HPA globally. And it's important when you're in the bulk commodity space that you have to be one of the lowest cost producers. And we think very strongly that we can be there. We're going to have our scoping study out in September. That's the first big news flow that you need to be aware of. And the numbers in there, I think, are going to make people sit up and take notice of this project. So look, Impact, as I mentioned, we're listed on the ASX. We've currently got about $4 million in the bank. We're well funded to go through to the end of the PFS. We recently did a capital raise. It was very strongly supported by our two major German shareholders, the Bunenberg family. It's a family office out of Dusseldorf in Germany, and they put in $3 million. It's a $4 million raise. They've been very supportive. They've done the background on this business, and they think that the HPA space is a good place to be. So that was huge support from that. And going forward, we anticipate that they will continue to support us. We acquired the project in March, shown there in the blue arrow, and our market cap has doubled up to about 40 million since then. And if you want a comparison, look at the ASX code A4N, Alpha HPA. They recently hit $1 billion, also in pilot plant mode. And they started like us a few years ago in the HPA journey, and it shows that you can be worth a lot of money should you get the process right. We have a great board, and I'll point out Roland Gotthard. He is the project manager. He discovered the deposit, a very talented man, and that PFS work is all going according to plan right now. So look, going forward, we put out the maiden resource a few months ago. Scoping study will be out in September. We hope to lodge the mining lease application also by late September and have material for marketing and offtake agreements available in late 23 and into 2024. 24 is going to be a busy year. We should complete the PFS, start a DFS, definitive feasibility study, and really start to build our production with a pilot plant, and moving forward into 2025 and 26, as I mentioned, building larger plants and starting to deliver into that supply deficit that I mentioned previously. It's going to be an exciting 3 years. And so to summarize, look, we really truly believe we're going to be one of the lowest cost producers of HPA globally. And as I say, that's a magnificent place for us to be. We've got a unique deposit. We're in a tier 1 jurisdiction. You can't go anywhere else in the world that's better than Western Australia. We have a cost-disrupted metallurgical process. The PFS is all going well, indicating we're going to get some great results from that. And we are building out our capabilities in metallurgy and also in particular final product specification. In the HPA space, you have to have the offtake agreements. You have to have the right composition, the right purity, and the right physical parameters of your final product. And we'll be delivering some of that material by later this year. And so within the next 3 years, we hope to deliver into a high margin growth market with significant upside potential. And I can do more than invite you to come on the journey with us. So thank you.